Alright, so I haven't done a video in a while about cryptocurrency, so figured that I might as well. In this one, what I wanted to talk about actually, I want to talk about basically just kind of cryptocurrency scams. Like what to look out for, what kind of signs you want to keep an eye out for, that kind of stuff. Just because I think for new investors, there's a lot of danger getting into this market. I've been scammed myself one time. Thankfully, it wasn't for a lot, but I lost money to a scammer. I just want to give people advice as to what steps I take now to try and kind of avoid that again there. Um, so I noticed the currency came up recently that I was kind of skeptical of, and a scam also, and I'll get to that in a second here. That's what prompted this here, because I think this is very important. With how new cryptocurrencies are, there's constantly new ICOs or initial coin offerings just popping up all the time. And you need to know what to look for to know what seems legitimate and what does not seem legitimate or what seems like a scam. And you also need to know what to keep an eye out for, as far as people trying, like a legitimate cryptocurrency comes out and people trying to capitalize on that. Like one thing I noticed on here recently that I was kind of skeptical of was there's this thread here talking about this new cryptocurrency called Superior Coin or something like that. And I gave my comment, I was honest with the guy that I'm probably going to hold off on this one. Just researching it, it looks suspicious to me. And he says he's been in direct contact with the CEO on Facebook. Heard about the history over the past 8 years. And he's it's legit and that's mining, everything's good. So, I mean, maybe it could be wrong. Just based on what I've seen, for instance, my gut instinct, this seems very suspicious to me for this coin, and this is why. Um, a lot of the time, if I'm gonna do research on a new coin, what I'll do is I'll Google it, and I'll just look at the two most common places are Bitcoin Talk and Reddit are two of my favorite places to go looking at. This is for anything really, not just to see if a coin is legitimate or not, but also like hit up Reddit and Bitcoin Talk just to see what people's feedback is on the coin, if we have an idea of where it is in development, if it seems like it's a solid coin and whatnot. So I use this in some other smaller forms for research, but Bitcoin Talk and Reddit are the two big ones that I found. But this Superior coin, for instance, like I said, I just felt very skeptical about it because I went searching around on Bitcoin Talk and Reddit, and the weird thing is I found an old thread on Bitcoin Talk for a coin called Superior Coin all the way back from, what was this, 2015, that the project, it just kind of died and didn't go anywhere. Now that doesn't necessarily mean it's the same coin or not, but that does seem a little bit weird to me. And searching around some more, I'm seeing mixed opinions here on Bitcoin Talk. Like, this guy's saying there's some big investors in it, but then the other guy's pointing out, like, well, what big investors are there? Are people just throwing names out there, basically? And then looking at other forums, I saw other weird stuff too. Like this guy here was talking, and this is just a few days ago, he posted this. He said he was in their Slack channel. He was asking questions about inconsistencies regarding dates and whatnot, and they just kicked him out of the Slack channel there, for the questions he was asking. So yeah, like I said, just weird stuff I've seen when just looking through those. The other thing I found weird too, that this always kind of strikes me as kind of scammy, is when I go to their site, they have this, how, this is the current price, this much time until the pre-sale ends, and there's this countdown timer, and there's this price timer, or this price here, and you notice every second it's ticking up by a little bit, and it's just like, okay, well, that seems kind of suspicious to me. I mean, what are you saying? It's ticking up every second because people are buying it, so that's increasing the ICO price there? I mean, I guess, but, to me, that just seems kind of like one of those high pressure sales tactics. Kind of like when they want you to buy a product. When you watch a video, they want you to buy a product, and they're like, oh, you got to buy it within the next 30 minutes or something like that, or you're not going to get it for 50% off. And that too kind of strikes me as, even if maybe it's not a scam, but it strikes me as fishy. Like the kind of thing that I don't really care for that. To me, if your coin's a solid product, just stand by it. Don't try and like raise this, I don't know, this overwhelming need in me to buy it, or else the price is going to go up within the next 30 seconds. Now, I'll admit, the guy who posted about on Steemit, he said it's a legit coin. I don't know. I mean, based on what I'm seeing in the forums, people are skeptical of it. I don't like how their site looks, so I'm personally not going to invest in it. It rubs me the wrong way, the way that what I've read about it so far, and, just the way that it seems like they're trying to kind of, use the typical high pressure sales tactics there to try and get people to buy into it. So that's my feelings as far as like being on the fence about coins. Now, there are other just straight up legitimate scams you need to keep an eye out for. If you didn't see it, I posted yesterday about one I stumbled across while I was doing research. I was actually researching ICOs to possibly invest in. I've become very interested in investing in both ICOs that are about to take off and proof of stake coins. Those are my two big things, and I'll probably make another video on that soon. I've just started investing in a ton of proof of stake coins, and I'll let you know which ones in a later video pretty soon here. But yeah, if you haven't seen this, you can feel free to check it out. I'll probably throw a link to it in there as well. But this is the kind of stuff you really want to watch out for. AdShares, by the way, I'm probably going to talk about it at some point. I would suggest checking that out. AdShares seems like a pretty legitimate cryptocurrency to me. I like the idea. It's basically looking to run a decentralized ad network. So, like the advertisements you see on places like Google, like the Google advertisements you see on websites and whatnot. Same thing, but it'd be run through this network, decentralized. You pay with an ad share cryptocurrency and whatnot. I like it because it kind of gets away from the monopoly of Google and those other places. But that's getting away from the point of this video here. But when I notice when I'm surfing around, I'm reading about it in different places, I look in Reddit, I see this link here saying the AdShares ICO has officially begun. You click on the link and it takes you to this page here. I put this all in my post here as well. And I'm just like, that's really strange. I thought when I read what I was looking at their site, it said that contribution methods were Ethereum only, but here this has, Bitcoin and all these others. I'm not even familiar with some of these coins. Like Dash and Litecoin I'm familiar with. I think that's, what's that, Golem or something like that? I don't know. No, that doesn't even look like the Antshare symbol. I don't know, a bunch of different stuff here. And you click on it, and it's like, here, what we need from you, and how to confirm and whatnot. I'm just like, this looks very suspicious to me. Long story short, and I go to the official site, I can't find anything linking back to this page here. You can read through this whole post if you want, but long story short, I figured it was a scam. I actually contacted AdShares for their official Facebook page, and they said, no, this is not a legitimate page. Official and only website is, adshares.net. So basically what someone did is someone got clever. They created this site called ico-adshares.net, and they're just trying to spread it around the internet, hoping that someone wanting to get in on the AdShares initial, coin offering is going to go ahead and send them some money and get scammed out of their hard-earned money there. This is the kind of thing you definitely need to keep an eye out for, because this is becoming more and more common. The two things you'll see a lot is either people will create fake pages to capture your information, or a fake page like this pretending to be part of something they're not. And what I mean by capture information, well, that one I'll get into a second as well here. But yeah, that's something you really need to keep an eye out for, because I've been noticing more and more of that. And if you accidentally send your money off to one of these fake addresses, you can kiss it goodbye. It's gone. And unfortunately, it's just something that people are doing a lot now. The other thing that I've been seeing as well, give you an example here. I recently got these Slack notifications that popped up, and you can see, how it says urgent announcement. Please be advised you're experiencing some errors with Ethereum-based token smart contract. We decided the best way to solve this, fork the smart contracts. And they're saying use the link below to unlock your wallet and follow the instructions on our website. What this is, if you're not familiar, Ethereum has an online wallet to store your Ethereum. I actually use it myself, myethereum.com. But as this one is very similar, what's that called there? myethereumwallet.com/de. So it's almost exactly the same. You go to it, and this site looks exactly the same as well. Now, like I said, it's an online Ethereum wallet. Now, here's the legitimate site. This is myethereumwallet.com. This is the real one. You notice how it looks basically exactly the same. Crazy, huh? Of course, you see up here on the legitimate one, it says, please beware of phishing websites. Well, the reason why they're saying that is because of stuff like this. I'm in a bunch of different Slack channels and Discord channels, keeping an eye on, the latest happening and how-to about various cryptocurrencies. And I didn't get this in one, but two different Slack channels I got this in. This exact same message, saying, urgent announcement, log in here. And this is just like, another type of phishing type scam or whatever, they're going off a really well-known crypto, in this case, Ethereum, they send you this link out. It looks just like the legitimate site, what they're hoping is you're going to try and log in, provide them with, like your private key or your file or something like that, so then they can go to the real one and drain your Ethereum out. And that is something that's been becoming a big thing too. Like in these chat channels, you'll either have people approach you and they'll be like, oh, I can sell you, such and such crypto as part of the ICO, or say this crypto really cheap, just send me some money here. Of course, you send them money, never get anything like that, or they're sending you fake messages like this to get you to enter your information. So best practices. As far as, ICO, the initial coin offerings, if it's something you're not familiar with, do your due diligence. Like I said, go ahead and do research on Bitcoin Talk, Reddit, just search the internet, find out about it. If you don't feel 100% comfortable, I would definitely suggest don't put anything into it. Better safe than sorry. That's just how I feel. If you are going to invest in something, always go through the official website to go anywhere to try and invest in it. Be careful. Like with ad shares, for instance, I could see people easily falling for this. So make sure you don't. Only go to the actual official site, follow the information there as far as how to invest in it. And also on these chat channels like Slack and Discord, you're going to see stuff like this. Make sure to avoid that as well. You're going to see people, like I said, they're going to send you all kinds of crazy messages, either about, they'll sell you this or that crypto really cheap, or, you got to do this urgently, or they're going to shut you down or something like that. It's no different from the email spam. It's just the newest version of it. But the thing is, with cryptocurrency being such a new thing, it's very easy for people to panic and fall for these. So yeah, if you ever get any kind of messages, emails, or whatever suggesting you do stuff that seems suspicious, first thing, don't do it. Definitely double check what you're doing. If you're ever going to any websites, like you store your important information, or you store cryptocurrencies online through online web wallets, not saying don't do anything like that, but if you do, always best practices. Use common sense, double check what you're doing. Like if you go to a site, I suggest bookmarking it. Check the name of the site, make sure it's a legitimate site and not some kind of fake one like this, because Like I said, I've only been scammed one time. I was in a chat and I wanted to buy some IOTA during the ICO before it went public, and then I don't know why in hindsight I didn't realize it, but the ICO was already over. It hadn't gone public yet, but was about to. And I was in their Slack channel. Some guy offered to, sell me some directly from the devs, and I don't know if I was just tired or feeling stupid that day, but I fell for it. Sent like $50 worth of Bitcoin, and naturally I never saw that again. So I just want you to, learn from my mistakes and other people's mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes yourself, and don't get scammed. It can seem a little scary and intimidating to people, but as long as you're careful, use common sense, do your research, due diligence, and homework, and don't let an emotional response of like feeling rushed, like, oh, I got to do this now or else I'm going to miss out. Don't let that control you, because that's what can cause mistakes to happen. So, hope you found this information useful. Yeah, any questions, comments, ideas, whatever, go ahead and just let me know. As always, please feel free to upvote, re-steam my video. I appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys soon.